Hello, I'm Pete, and you're watching Tales of Interest, a video series brought to you by Gutholz, which follows each race in Cityliga Season 22. This season starts in the streets of South City, where the founding fathers of Cityliga first fell in love with Live for Speed way back in 2003. Some possible favourites came into the spotlight during the preparation events, with several drivers showing pace during the TC Racing sprint races, including Savvy from TC Racing. Botzi also showed superb pace, winning the Burnout Crew training race on the Sunday night prior to the first round. The race format for round 1 saw a 15-minute qualifying session followed by 44 laps of South City Town Course. The pole sitter in Grid 1 was world-class Lions driver Yoni Katila, and Grid 2 pole spot was secured by LK Racer from Absolute Beginners Racing. In Grid 1, the pole sitter in the blue XFG with the Volkswagen paint job was Yoni Katila. Patrick Gabini in the white Mitsubishi XRG and Troy in the purple and green Flippers Fanmobile XRG would follow up in second and third. Many believed that the rear-wheel drive XRG would be rewarded with a stronger start over the XFGs, but into the turn 2 hairpin, the order of the top 3 remained unchanged. The midfield saw a few collisions, but luckily no major consequences. Yari Katila, Morvai, Littmanen and Xhaka opted to head to the pits at the end of lap 1 for a very early pit stop. After a recent rule change, this tactic was legal, but brought a bit of confusion to some of the drivers. In Grid 2, there were a lot more XFGs than in Grid 1. This wasn't the only difference between the grids, because as you'll see, the start didn't go too smoothly. At first, all drivers made it through the first corner without any issues. In the turn 2 hairpin, everything went smoothly too. It was all going so well when suddenly a misunderstanding between two drivers caused a massive crash. As can be seen from the onboard footage, the track suddenly gets blocked as if it was rush hour. Here's an example of how difficult it was to pass a slower competitor on the track unless a mistake made a pass possible. Here, Klaus Adam in the XFG takes advantage of my teammate Elmo's unfortunate mistake in the final sector. On lap 27, LRK Racer went into the pits. The newest addition to the Burnout Crew, El Bobo, runs out of fuel just in front of him, which is quite inconvenient. Unlike LRK Racer, Asko gets past with no real issue. At pit exit, however, LRK Racer came out with free track ahead of him, whilst Asko had to slot in behind two cars. On lap 33, Connor and Edgar enter the pit lane together. In the heat of the moment, Connor misses his pit box and is forced to reverse back into it, losing P4 in the race to Edgar and also missing out on a podium finish. Edgar tried his best to keep his start position, but was beaten by Lazar by only a tenth of a second. The Adventures of the Burnout Crew deserves its own chapter, and here it is. Without team orders, they get in each other's way multiple times. Sometimes it worked out, sometimes it made them lose places. This happened in both grids to the joy of drivers in front and behind who breathed a sigh of relief. The pit strategies of the drivers varied significantly between the grids. The first grid saw many drivers trying to escape traffic in the early laps. This worked well for Morvai, who became the highest climber, gaining 11 places in Grid 1 and had a free track for most of his race. In Grid 2 this might not have worked because the speed difference between the various drivers was a lot larger. Most pitted at around the halfway stage instead. Joni Katila secured a comfortable and well-deserved win by leading the race from start to finish. Behind him, the fight for the 2 remaining podium positions was an intense battle that pretty much spanned the entire race. Callie Winkler attacked Troy multiple times but never managed to get past, and had to settle for 4th, with Troy defending a well-deserved 3rd place finish. After the pit stops, Patrick Cabini slotted into 2nd place ahead of Troy, who himself slotted back in front of Callie. Today's Fairness Award goes to Papa X, who runs into the back of Gutholz a few laps before the end of the race, but then proceeds to give the position back before the final corner. Grid 1 yielded some of the closest finishes. The group of cars, including Ronald, Shippey, Leipnieks and Toth, took their 4-way battle all the way to the finish line. In front of these 4 was a battle between Martin Kapal and Matti. Kapal went ahead to win the acceleration duel by 0.07 of a second. Shippey and Leipnieks crossed the line at the same time, which was later decided by the photo finish, at which point Shippey came out on top. As I mentioned before, Joni Katila won the race in Grid 1, 7 seconds in front of Patrick Cabini, who took 2nd. Troy finished a further 3 seconds behind Patrick to take home 3rd. The current champion, Matti Mikovic, finished on P11. In Grid 2, LRK Racer won in front of Asko and Lazar. Roni, known for his Tuesday Fun Race series, finished 10th on his Cityliga debut. In the next episode we will take the Formula XR to West Hill National, the new short track at the West Hill circuit. This will be the first time it has been used in Cityliga. After round 2 we'll also have a bit more insight into the promotions and relegations between the grids. This video was brought to you by Gutholz, and until next time, bye.